If you do not understand the total market cap, you're going to lose at this game. You might get lucky, but you're not going to get great. And understanding the money flow is so important if you're on these slower trades and swing trading, which we're about to show you the trades that we've been in since day one. Part of our strategy has always been take profits, because if you don't, I will. And I always like to say, lamb is on the menu. Not financial advice, a fucking course.
Greetings, fellow fixers. NFA OFC, not financial advice, a fucking course. April 18 and Friday 19th for others on the other side of the world. Today, I'm most excited about the DGen giveaway. We haven't spun a prize wheel since Christmas. But first, we're going to see, just like the short said, see how the money flow cycle is doing, see how the money moves within the market so we can make better decisions. So, Pope, what
I'm
do you
here.
think, buddy? Hey.
I only had a quick look just recently and then earlier today. And I mean, earlier today, it was great. And then just recently, it looks like everything's shot in the bed. It is going right back down to its support. But why don't we get into it? All right. As we always do, how to make money swing trading, you have to understand how the money is flowing. And in crypto, that is your total market cap. Well, anything, it's your total market cap. Is the money going in? Is the money going out? We got a retest. We took it up. I was looking for this big belly swing here. It went really sharp and then all this way down. Look where it went. We haven't adjusted this. Look where that wick went to. This is our daily trend line. And now it's fighting this 2.1 again, up, down, up. And this is when I talked about chop. We could be in this for a while. When we analyze the money flow cycle here on the show, I look at it a little differently when I'm actually doing it. Wow. Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Thank you. Yes, it is my birthday today. This is how I look at the market cap. And I don't always have time in these shows to go in high detail on everything. But we always say zoom out. So we want to know what it looks like daily. And you can see when I'm looking at it, I don't have a ton of lines drawn in. I see a lot of this stuff. I put the lines in for placements of where I enter, where I'm hoping to exit consolidation, and typically where I want to see how I think it's going to move. And if it's following that, I'm pretty happy. And we're consolidating, getting this belly on the daily. On the 4 hour, well, if you're trading our strategies, you had an entry here, you have an exit, you're damn close to top. We know a pullback was coming. We've had so much up. That was pretty steep, And where did that happen? Well, it happened clearly over this period right here. And when we look at the bigger picture, in the 4 hour, it is panic. Right? When we look at, I thought I switched. But when we look in the day, we're at that starting at the bottom of the belly, and the stochastic is telling us we're in an entry position. This is an accumulation period. We started this show with the short of understanding this makes you better successful at trading. When we look at how the money moves in terms of dominance, and I've been saying for quite some time now that this is a Bitcoin market.
I'm very confused. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Where are we looking here?
Why aren't you seeing my screen?
When I can see the screen, but it looks like you're looking
No,
at.
hold on. Thank you. You're actually seeing a different share screen.
Yeah, I'm seeing like chain link and stuff.
Oh, I went that long. I apologize.
It was so small for me, I couldn't quite tell.
Well, it should have been the full screen. Like, here we are. Why don't we quickly rewind time there? And I apologize, everybody.
Pretend
You're
it's
probably wondering,
7:03.
oh, this is how you look at it, AJ, and you're looking at just our trades. Okay, so when I said I look at the market cap a little differently, I will set up my screen like this. And I apologize that this wasn't what you were seeing there. And I have it broken down on so many different time frames to understand the movement. But my day is always my boss. And if I'm swing trading on short trades in and out, maybe in the week or something, I'm going to be looking at the 4 hour. So on the daily, when I'm zoomed out, you can see I have a parallel channel, support, resistance, and the curve I've been hoping to get. And we're having this consolidation I was talking about. This sideways chop is hopefully just going to stay in here, right? So on the daily, it's very healthy, and we're in a buy. This is what I was talking about. Money enter position on the stochastic. Really cooled down on the greed. This is an accumulation phase. So when we look at it on the 4 hour, just without all of our markups and stuff that we're seeing on my other stuff, I'll quickly mark up these ones and then I'll just delete it. We can see, to break it down, there's my tools. You know, we're consolidating still. We'll use the bottom wicks there and use that as an extremity in this area, right? This is a Bollinger Band entry, and this is damn close to an exit. We're coming close to the micro bull. Of course, it's dipping down with how much just left. We're going to go from our most recent high to our most recent low. $114 billion in 12 hours because we had a whole bunch injected in this cool period. Excuse me. I did good. I was able to mute it this time. I didn't blow everyone's speakers on that.
Good job.
We're still in this formation. This quick rebound, I don't think is going to happen overnight by any means. But we have our triangle still building. We've been here, we've been here very close to here, we've been at here, you know, we've been in these levels and we're coming up to, okay, so for the pattern that's playing out, retest and out. I mean, it's a textbook pattern. And right now, yeah, in the 4 hours telling you money's leaving, it left a little too late. But if you're swinging, you'd be looking at this on probably the 15s, you know, and you can see it's been telling you to get out, get in, micro bear on the 15. Look how it responded. Critical fear, starting to get that belly. All these principles I walk through work on the same time frame. But if you don't zoom out and have the bigger picture and you get caught up on the little shit and you're new, have fun. And don't play with more than you're willing to lose. You know, so when we're looking at our dominance and we have that wedge, and I've said normally I want dominance to drop because it signals an alt run. I want some more accumulation phase. So I want dominance to go up. I want more money to come into the market. I want that money to go into Bitcoin, and then it'll roll down and we'll get the alt season. Right now, it's micro bear on the dominance, and we might get a little bit of an alt run. Maybe that might be where it levels off somewhere in here, and then money will probably start to enter the market because a bunch left. And
Didn't
there's
it just cross over into a micro bull though? Because it was a micro bear and now it's a micro bull again, but
right
very
pull
narrow.
back, very narrow.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean. This is dominance, right? So this is going to go up, signifying money coming into the market. And right now, some of that's probably coming out of alts, is why there's some pullback, because it's going into Bitcoin and then out because our DOM is red, or I mean our total market cap. So still not panicking, still in perfect formation, still hitting our lines that we've been talking about for quite some time. This is probably just another great shakeout on the 4 hours, 2 hours. And how have things reacted? Bitcoin right down on this candle. I mean, look how fast it went down. It'll pull back. This is its retest. It's hitting. Look at what it's actually hitting on the 4 hour. The head of our arrow. Well, it was the 4 hour trend line, but it's right down there fighting the bottom of this wick, the bottom of this wick, the bottom of this wick. We said it's always going to have contention, psychological number, the 60,000. We definitely got some spread down now, but on the daily, now we gave this stink bid before the Black Swan event, and we weren't expecting this to, well, bombs have consequences. And we're hovering still around this area. And these support resistance boxes were quick and dirty. So they're not exact, but they're still hovering right around that area. Is it panic? No, it's still following our line at the moment and our trend lines. I mean, this trend line should technically, well, no, because we're going off that, I bet. So Ethereum is probably going to be in the tank right now as well. Look at that, big surprise. It's funny, just before we got out here, Kate said, "Have you seen Ethereum?" I'm like, "No, I'll see it in a few minutes, though."
He's like, I need a sec. I'll be right there.
Yeah, fighting for the 3K, the psychological number, right down to that daily resistance of the 2908. It looks like, what is that? Yeah. Having a Vietnamese iced coffee right now. It's beautiful.
What a tease. What a tease.
We're holding this line, but like I said, with these lines, and I think we drew those on the daily. Yeah, see, ETH looks like it just wants to go straight down. When we talked about this yesterday to today, can I say I'm surprised, shock, and horror? No. I've been saying it's going to go down. I left these in because we talked about this up here, and it made it. And this was supposed to be a stake bid. If you took profits, great. If not, this is an entry here on Bollinger. I'm going to take off the draw and just make it a little easier to see. All right, we got a red out, green in. We're still down, though. We don't have that curl. Remember, no one indicator is always perfect, right? It's giving you a buy on stochastic, and it's holding this for the Mo, but it still has 21 to go. And I wouldn't be surprised if it has more downward pressure into these areas right in here. The 2820s. It's going to take a while for that to curl, or some great news, big buy, influx of money into the total market cap. But for now, yeah, not looking healthy for ETH. I think I said that yesterday. I'm gonna stand by that. So, I mean, I'm not panicked, and I even said for the stuff that we have laid out for the hunt, I would be waiting for the next few days just to see how geopolitical plays out. We have all the trades that I am in. And then the hunt is for the next round of trades on top of these ones we're already in on the show. And we're going to kind of go into that. Kate, you have any questions?
I don't have any questions. Ashley came out and dropped it out of the bag that it was your birthday today.
Great. Might as well give away my address too.
Yeah,
No,
do it.
totally kidding. I don't care. I was more
But I
like,
know,
I don't, I didn't.
I
Yeah.
know.
So
But I know that we have a small short, and then we're going to get into a little bit of the hunt.
a little bit of the trades we're in, and if we have time,
Mhm.
I'll go into a little bit of the hunt.
Oh, I won't do a hunt then. Let's do story.
Uh,
Yes, the trades
yeah.
and then a hunt if you feel like it.
I got you. I got you. This next short is for all the people that were having FOMO. This is actually a clip taken from show 35.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of patience in this space. I'm successful as a trader because I have patience. And this is what I was talking about 35 in this clip, because now for the end of the clip where it's like, hell no, I ain't doing it yet. Now it's time. Now it's the accumulation time.
Am I going to buy my set forget long-term holds right now? No, everything's pumping. Do I already own some? Yeah, absolutely. Do I want to acquire more of different projects? Yes. Am I waiting? Mm-hmm. And as soon as I know which ones I'm targeting, you guys will too. There's always another trade. If you're having FOMO because you've missed out on some of these, we got tons more coming. We're just getting started. This is show 35. Come on now.
Right? And now we're to say that's show 70. I'm excited to do the DGen giveaways 69. We're going to do it at the end of the show. I want to get through the trades quickly. And then we will have more giveaways coming for show 80, 90, all the way up to 100. Kind of feels surreal. We're at show 70.
That's crazy.
And we have some pretty cool stuff coming that we've been working on in the background as well. Remy, Ryan, Mir, and I are coming out with a once a week special. I won't actually be on the show much. I'll be more producing it. And they have a wonderful concept to share some really good information. I'm excited about that. I'll leave it at that because there are some more pretty cool things coming. But let's get into our trades.
Hey,
And
you promised a short. Where's that short?
we just watched it.
Did we do it? Did we watch it? I thought we were doing another one. That's okay. I had a good time touching grass today. Leave me alone.
All right, there we are. Trade smart. Remember, we're buying the Reds, and we're looking for the hunt, and here we are. So this is going to look messy when it's small, so I'll try and get it on the larger format for you.
It's
there.
really colorful because we've been playing with it for so many weeks here.
So our first entries were all pre-Black Swan geopolitical events. And part of the strategy is you never should be all in the market, because this kind of stuff and money will move from the market fast. And when it does, that gives you opportunity. And one of the things we always talk about is you're never going to time the top, you're never going to time the bottom. But if you can get that big section in the middle, juicy. Confluence is when your technical analysis aligns up with your indicators. So when you can look at price action and go, yeah, it looks like we have, stability, compression usually leads to breakouts. Would make sense. We'll have some difficulty in this area and then go back up. Well, everything's going to look very similar. All these trades, because it's Bitcoin season and everything is going to mirror what Bitcoin looks like. Let's put Bitcoin on the 4 hour, for example. Let's hide the drawings to make that a little more apparent. 1 inch Bitcoin. So we know that it might come down. You might get even a stink bid wick somewhere in here, and you'll probably get a good entry somewhere in here. And I've been saying I really want to narrow. This was round 1 of bombs. This was round 2 of bombs. I did a second entry here because we did have good pull up, geopolitical, and this is why I said I'm going to wait this third time. I don't want to take 3 strikes right now. I'm going to be patient and see how it holds this area for the next little while. And if we get chop, we'll get another good entry down here. We'll put more entry. And if this is a 25% drop and you're spending the same amount of money, well, you're getting 25% more tokens, right? So if you double up your money, you can start seeing how when the ship turns, the profits come right away. And that's why it's important in strategy, always have cash on hand. You know, it doesn't have to be all of it. And we've talked about strategy at that point too. But if you play smart, you'll be far more successful. And it's easy to think, just put it all in, you know, it'll be good. I'm missing, you know, that percentage of that bag there isn't doing anything. I've gone through that battle in my head so many times. You know, it's when we set all these trades out, these are long term. We're planning to hold these for possibly 6 to 8 weeks, and some of them might just pop, and we're going to take the profits. And we've already had a bunch of those this year, especially from our first hunt in January. If I won't go through it, but it was insane. So same thing, everything's mirroring. It's coming down to its consolidation. If you haven't got in, now's a decent time. I also said I'd be waiting for this to happen before I re-entry, because 1 inch out of all of these trades kind of got punished the most. They, you know, that's its lowest it's been since this wick, obviously. It's going to be really interesting to see what the total market cap does and how it affects our trades. But you know, there's a lot more comeuppance and buy pressure in Bitcoin. At the same time, when you just look at the formation, compression down doesn't have the buy pressure because it's not Bitcoin. But it's still doing the same thing, holding an area on a downwards triangle, needing the retest to break out, if that makes sense. Most likely, as now the cat's out of bag, it is my birthday. I will be doing the hunt probably sometime this weekend, and just to adjust, we'll look at a few things quickly while we're here, but it's going to be very repetitive because they all look very similar. You know, we just had a ton of money leave the market cap, but you can see it's been following what we wanted it to do. So a quick little pull down, a wick when this candle closes over and up. Yeah, all right, that seems reasonable. It's pretty much been doing that since here. And now it seems to really have mellowed out. Please, no more geopolitical events. Can we just get along? You know, this is where we're like, it needs to hold this. We were uncertain if it could. I'm still in that boat with AVAX, and I love this token. You know, a lot of these were solid belly entries before Black Swan. And we already said, here's our line. We know at some point we're going to be re-entering. We just don't know why. And that's why where. And that's why this question mark is here as we've been walking through this. And I said, if you are in a Discord, I will post any new re-entries or any sells when I do it. I'm still in all of these positions as posted here on the channel and in our Discord. Same thing. I mean, nice consolidation, top to bottom of it. And there's probably people playing it. I mean, let's be honest. If we just let's hide TA again. And if we just play, bottom consolidation, here's a green out, red in, 2 days, 10.5%. When I swing trade, I mean, that's perfect top to bottom. When I'm swing trading, I'm in there somewhere. All that up, right down, holding, already pulling up, right to that support already.
22 Targaryen said Bitcoin having tomorrow-ish. Damn, that came quickly around the corner.
It is. I mean, the date's been changing a bit. That's because it happens on a specific block. But I mean, all of this is the same, guys. We're going to be watching, trying to get to where that belly. We have a lot of indication down on the 4 hour just because it was a quick dip on the 4. Everything else seems normal, healthy. These are the what builds to the breakouts, the compression, phantom. I mean, I can just, here's your box that everyone's doing right now. Oops. And we have big weekly targets. If you're just tuning in and you've never watched, I'd be shocked. But like, our goals are to finish off some of these, cup and handle positions. And current price roughly, just was probably hard to see. There's 157% return on Phantom. Doesn't mean it's the best time to buy at the moment. No, I'm going to still be patient.
But some healthy retracements on that for sure. Something to watch.
Yeah. And on the weekly, it's looking dynamite. 4 hour, nah, just like everything else, not so much. Fetch, oh man. I mean, we were giving this as a good possible stink bid. Like I said, I announced I didn't take it. I haven't taken anything. I've been too busy with festivities. And here you are, great buy opportunity. Here was critical fear before, but I still have that down now. So this could still very well go down. And I've said that numerous times. To go along with, if it does, that's where we reload. Same pattern. Right in that rectangle, accumulation poised for breakout. And just to our weekly support up here is a 69%. It'll even be more if you bought this bottom.
It's a 69%. That's hilarious.
Yeah, for the degens. I keep saying that one. Where'd it go? Yeah, 69.93 to that localized high right here. And just that was fast point. I mean, Hedera, absolutely the same thing, and that is some good gains. It makes sense. Sucks it pulled back that much. And I'm not in the middle of swing trading, but yeah, a lot of these are going to be 10% swings, right? Guess what? They're going to re-enter right around this line where it's hovering and above. And then they'll take it back up. And then eventually we're going to get that bullish cross. And it's going to go off to the races. Drink up.
Have a shot, everyone. Off to the races.
That's hilarious. Chainlink, how you doing? Oh man, did it
Boo, Burns.
Like holding. I'm totally thinking we'll probably get some weekly stink bid.
I'm thinking a lot of yellow stink bids across the board. I even wrote down my
that's what I'm thinking. We might have some. My gut now that I'm looking at everything, because honestly I haven't been looking at it, is if this downward pressure continues, we'll probably get, I would be looking at weekly support levels to get in some good bids. And that'll come on the hunt, especially if that's available during that time.
Yesterday when we went through this, I wrote down my stink bid for today or for that day for Bitcoin and ETH.
Mhm.
I feel like I did pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to go back to it, but it still went down even further just because this red is insane.
Telcoin, we just abandoned and we left, so I have that X there. But here's a prime example of where we were in a belly. You know, it was actually up here somewhere. We'd have to dig in. I can't remember now. And these were our 3 entries, and this was a stink. And it took off. And then look at it, because we got this curl I was talking about. I said, if we're going to get this curl, as soon as I have that curl, I'm in. And that was our lowest bid. And then this is the power of when you can get a bullish cross and things react. So even though from all these entries, this position is fully in profit and a decent amount. Now, retracement here makes sense. And I'm thinking we're probably going to have it back into here because, hello, right? So this outperformed a lot. And I'm really curious. This is the other thing I do when we look at these trades is what is beating the others. Because if we do have to cut loss, or if something's stagnant and it's breaking even, or a little bit below even, or a little bit above even, why tie up the capital? Let's find something that's moving. This has outperformed everything. And another 59% to their decent 102, 140, and then all-time high, which I don't know if it'll get to or break, but 200. And for a newish token, cup and handle formation, this is the entry for a cup and handle. This is what an entry looks like on a cup and handle bullish pattern. And like us, we've talked about, never time the bottom, never going to time pop. Crystal ball's broken. Nobody saw the black swan. Here we are. How do we deal? Just like we are. We're now being patient, analyzing, trying to find these curves and re-entry. This just happened to be a perfect textbook example of it. Now, if all of them did that, that would be nice, but they didn't. But they're in great positions. And it's been a profitable year so far for a big chunk of it. So no complaints. SNX, kind of following our drawings right up to this candle. And when we did this, we're more talking always about the belly and then what the formation we're trying to see. Now, it might very well come down to, this level, recover up, pull down until it does it again. But for right now, is any of this a surprise? Is any of this a panic? And I guess it depends who you talk to. So this was the hunt. We abandoned a few and got in a few. I'm just going to pepper this quickly because I have not entered any of these trades. This was post second crash of bad news bears on the total market cap. Just having a quick look at Bitcoin right now.
My stink bid was at 61.2, I believe.
The bottom consolidation right here. Oh, no, a little higher. Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere there.
It would make sense. Like I would expect to see this start to pull right back up in you and walk. We do have the pattern on the daily coming down, touch, 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 touch. Next one would be the retest. 21 hours left in this candle. I'm not overly worried, and it's in a buy position. It's Thursday, though. Money tends to leave and come in on like the Saturdays lately. It's weird. Anyways, where were we? Bull, we said it was in a down position. Oops. We abandoned it. We said if it was to come back, we would probably be somewhere in this range, which it's been holding here until right now, which kind of makes me say to what we were saying just a few seconds ago, we may have a little bit of money leave the market for the next couple of days and test these weekly supports. Be curious to see these next 2 4-hour candles to confirm or deny that possibility. Bull, I wouldn't be touching with a 10-foot bull right now. If you didn't already have it and got in ages ago, these are the things that will get punished. But the return on bull is massive. So I'd be holding as opportunity. I mean, Cardano right down on that wick, right down on this candle body, a little less. Yeah. But still showing nice compression. That's a pretty violent take profit. Is there any news that just happened that I'm not really aware of? Maybe, and that's what happened.
I'm not sure. What does it say?
No, Gia. AGIX just holding above our last little bottom bid that we were looking at. Again, I'm going to leave them. I have not entered any of these, and I said there will be adjustments needed as we go. But still, at the end of the day, no perfect bottom, no perfect top. If I had some of these entries, I would not be upset. Our same thing. So very easily could be coming down to here. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that right now, right? I'm supposed to be moving. But I mean, we can start seeing all the exact same patterns. And when I start the hunt this weekend, I'll be readdressing all of these. This is performing well. Blockchain bets. This is straight. I mean, it's right at our entry from way back in here. Because we give these, usually we put them out, and then so now we can see, since we put them out from when we were over in this time frame, how it's responding. Rectangle of consolidation looks to be like in this area, right? And then you could just play bottom top on however you wanted to in a couple of ecosystems. These are all, this hunt is the long-term hold. That short we started with before this. When show 35, I'm like, am I buying a whole bunch of long holds? No, the market was fucking ripping. Why would I do that? We knew this was coming. Here it is. Now I'm excited. Do I need to panic and go buy right now with money? No. That was another hard lesson. Just because you have bags, you don't have to spend it. The majority of my job is this. It's boring research. Well, it's not boring to me, but it's research. It's 90% digging into the confluence between technical analysis, indicators, fundamental projects, and then the mentality of the sheeple. What are retail? How are retail going to act? And fairly good, Beam. Love it. So I'll try and rifle through these pretty quick. And we can see this time I got more into it at the time, and we drew what we were hoping to see. And that still kind of seems reasonable, and depending on money flow on the total market cap will depend on whether these get down to their weeklies. That's hilarious because we drew this like, it could go this way, it could go that way. It wasn't giving us an indication at the time. What did it do? It split the middle, which we did. Like, come on. Hilarious. Love this shit. Crown, big fan of Crown. Crown is showing some, well, Micro Bear now probably will come down into these levels. This hit is still in profit, and to have this much pull down to still be in profit, I can't be upset with that call. And all of these, again, I'm not planning on getting out of these. These are going to be stuff that I'm probably just going to forget about for a while. Same thing. Starting to see now on the 4-hour our consolidation areas. And if we have just a bunch of W's, my favorite thing as a trader is, and when we used to put a bunch of people in my living room and kitchen and stuff, and we would hunt for entries together, my favorite thing was to hunt for a consolidation rectangle. Oops. I'm just doing this quick and dirty.
Quick and dirty, take a drink.
Right, my bad. All right, so what we're doing is we're making W's, right? Quite down, not quite all the way up. It was on its way up. Now we're back. When you get good and you can buy and sell these points and learn how that curve in the ecosystem, or not in the ecosystem, when you learn an ecosystem and you learn how the indicators work, and you can see this compression building on the your micro bear, and we have these formations, these become exciting times. Now we want to make sure we're not going down more at the total market cap and testing new lows at the moment. That's why, I mean, we've got patience. These are 4-hour candles because we're going for weekly outlooks. Like, these are our targets. That's our first target. Right? Our next target after that pullback, we'll buy in, and then we're going to try and complete the whole cup and handle for a 400. Let's fucking go.
Do we wait for the actual handle before we go in, and then we're off to the races after the handle?
Sure.
Or you're being part of the race even before the handle?
I like to be. It depends on my trading style, right? Like, I might be swinging this hunt right now for me is trying to find, because we're in accumulation phase. So for me, I want to find these localized bottoms of these great projects at prices that in January and February, and then just throw them on a cold storage and, check on the price on TradingView, check in on weekly candles at that point. I'm not going to be swing trading this bag. You won't, when something wants to pump, you're not going to out trade them. You might be going, oh, I'm going to get in here and say it's going on, what tool am I on? Say it's going down here, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll put a bid in here, and this is where I'm going to put my bag so it takes off. It might all of a sudden just rip. And if you're not in it and you're always waiting for a perfect entry, you might never get it. And that's why you don't worry about timing the bottoms and the tops too much. You do if you're swing trading on the low. Fuck yeah, that's how you do it. But on these longer trades, no, and for where we're in for style of market, this is accumulation. You're not accumulating now in small pieces to play the geopolitical, the having, all that. That's, it's a strategy. I'm trying to get through engine. I mean, looking just like everything else, right? I mean, a little bit lower just from here to our top is 51. So now we're probably adding another few percent there. I'm actually quite excited for the hunt this weekend and just to be able to sit down in front of the machine for quite a few hours. I mean, this is in profits from that entry on Gala. And if you don't know me, I love this token. Gala has paid for many a thing. Still, in I hit the wrong one. Ugh. Really? This is when you can tell I have nothing set up how I normally have it.
It's good to see you figure it out and go through it. It's helpful.
We like to see you somehow. I mean, it's sometimes we would do, but before I got into crypto, I did stock, and we would find patterns in different trading pairs, and we would hide up the info and be like, which one? What is it? And sometimes they're so similar. You're just like, oh, what's going on? And this really does show you how strong of a Bitcoin cycle it is, and that we're not in an alt cycle. And when we do get into an alt cycle, yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to blow some minds. On some of these, I am quite curious if we are. Now I'm more wondering on the total market cap. Just sitting. The hunt will be interesting to see if we get down to any weeklies. I don't think we will. I think we might get back down to some of these lower areas of previous, but newer lows from here. The only thing I think that's actually going to cause that to happen will be geopolitical. My 2 cents, not financial advice. Fucking course, I'm just a talking ape on the internet. What do I know? I mean, that entry to the top of the bands on how we trade on short term would have been a healthy. Obviously, it's gone. And kind of going back to what I was talking about, do we hold those a little bit of a lower lows? Kusama, if you've been with us from day one, we have called Kusama quite nicely since January, and have done well with Kusama. Excited to see what we do this time. Man, so this is a great point where if we think something, when we start looking at it, starts to look good, and then we go, no, it doesn't. Like it was looking good when we were in, I believe it was this belly, and then it just never showed any recovery. And so we X'd it out because we said it needed to hold this bottom, and it didn't. And Primo, if you're there, we'll find the video where I'll say, like this is where it needs to hold. If it doesn't, it's bad news bears. Didn't hold. Well, actually, my bad. Hold on. Let's take it from its high. This is an example of a retest, right? It didn't hold its support, didn't hold it here, didn't hold it here. That's why it was so important to hold it here, because it couldn't. It fought it. And because of that, in 3 days and 20 hours, it's dropped 25.85%. That's not fun. And it was in prime in here to run. In 10 days, 46.24%. Patience. Strategy. I love this. A lot of these tokens. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. And when I said, I was short the fuck out of it, but I'm not a shorter. Even though I said that for a long time on the show with a few, which was great. Thank you, Casper. Matic doing the same thing as everything else. I'm not going to get into too much of a broken record. We do have our show tomorrow, regular time. And then tomorrow, hopefully, I'll have what day and what time for the hunt figured out. And if we start to see mass turnaround of, liquidity coming into the market, I mean, anywhere around now is a great time. These are prices from early January, February that we were talking about. We have NACA back here, would have been up, but now looking like that weekly support. Optimism. Same thing like everything else right now. And you can see how these are darting down. This is why I'm like, just wait. Just wait.
And if you're having a hard time waiting, come see the Daily Fix 5 days a week because we will help you. We'll talk you through it so you're not so stressed out.
We talked about this one here and pretty darn close. Consolidation in this area right here. The price from everything that's happened, not much of a pullback. But we did say, worst case, it could dip down in here. And we're not sure what's going on with that money flow. On the daily, I think we're fine. It's on these 4 hours. And I know we'll have an up and up and then a red, then an up and an up and a red. And then perp is where we've been leaving off. And it's just been kind of doing the same. And this is our localized target where we're going to another DGen 69.69. But it's even lower than that right now. And we might get some juicy entries. We might catch around here again, but have better confirmation to the upside. That's the other thing. This might come all the way down and then come right back to this point, but have a much better confirmation or more confluence. Patient. So all these last ones here have been the first edition, for lack of a better word, of this last hunt, of April's hunt. And I haven't entered any of these positions. But out of many of these kind of lists come these 30, 40, and then we measure which ones look like the best possible situation for entries. Because I am still bullish, but I'm cautiously optimistic bullish right now because of geopolitical. I think that's the best way I can put it. I'm hoping that helps. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show. I think that's everything, right? Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I just want to say a couple of things. Tomorrow, just like Pope was saying, at 7 PST, we're going to do the money flow cycle like we usually do. We're going to check in with the tokens we're in, and then we're actually going to do the sheep count tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it's Friday.
So we're doing our sheep count on Friday, so it's going to be interesting. So let's get to the goods.
Well, I was trying to pretend that I forgot about it, and then I was going to go without it, but I was switching between screens, and
I actually totally forgot about it.
I grabbed the wrong one. I noticed because you were like, "Oh yeah, no, let's." It was awesome.
You said that's all I have, and I was like, "All right, moving on."
All
right, DGen swag spin.
We got for show 69 yesterday. We did a fun little Star Wars video. Hope you guys liked it. It was a lot of fun. And we decided to do some giveaways. We started this whole project with giveaways. We will continue, and we got some cool ones coming. But this one for fun, tongue in cheek, a little 69 SNX, a little 69 Fat, and the Empire Strips Back prize pack. Okay?
So fun. I already have that prize pack, and you will get one too.
I'm doing a quick sort on the names. I'll hit it when you tell me to.
Oh man, I can count down from 69 if you want.
No, please don't.
All right, let's do it. Spin that shit. Let me see you spin it. Tootsie roll. Tootsie roll. Is that even there?
Amatla.
Woo-hee-hee-hee.
Amatla, congratulations. You have won. We will reach out to you and get you your tokens and get that prize pack off. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot. This is not financial advice. It's just me drawing squiggles and lines on green and red shit. And I'm going to go enjoy my birthday if that works for everybody.
Sounds like a fine idea. I think you've got drinks organized. So see you guys tomorrow for
Ciao.
your daily fix. Bye-bye.